Okay, this is the eliminations for problem 5.4. Okay, so we have to start from the very beginning. We have to do all the eliminations and then the worksheet. So our basic ones are our EL. Oh, actually, I'm going to do CY first. CY1, so that's going to be sub income was 19,738. And our investment start CY2 is going to be the dividends. Dividends declared by Stark, just our 80% of them. Oh, I'm crazy. Our dividends declared have a debit balance, so I need a credit. So I'm just going to move it down, and then I'm going to indent it. And our debit is to the investment. Now our EL. I go to common stock, Stark, paid in for Stark, retained earnings for Stark. It's going to be 80% of them. And it's 80% of 10, 90, and 145. Alright, and the offset is investment in Stark. I'm having very good luck today with things. Thumbs up. Alright, now we have our distribution entries. So we have buildings, equipment, and goodwill. Our buildings were an $80,000 adjustment. Equipment was $50,000. Goodwill was $155,000. Let me double check that. Yeah. The investment in Stark. And then also retain earnings of Stark for the NCI. And these two numbers should be equal on the distribution, determination, distribution, excess. They should be equal to these two numbers. 228 and 57. Let me add that up. Sorry, I'm yawning. Okay, so we're good there. Those add up. Okay. Then I'm going to do the depreciation on the equipment in the building. So those are called A because we're amortizing. So we're going to have depreciation expense on the building, depreciation expense on the equipment, right? And those were for $4,000 and $10,000, I think. All right, now I'm going to skip 2 lines. All right, then if you remember, this is the end of the second year. So I also had this last year. So if you look back up at the table, our total in accumulated depreciation, that's what this should be right here, is the $8,000 and the $20,000. This is my total accumulated depreciation. So it should be 8 and 20. So accumulated depreciation for the building should be 8, 20 for the equipment. All right, now these aren't balancing out, and what they're off by is the amount of depreciation that was recorded last year. All right, so that side's $14,000 and this one is $28,000. And that $14,000 is last year's depreciation. All right, I can't take depreciation expense again. I need to take it out of retained earnings. All right, so I'm going to have retained earnings for the parent for Pontiac. All right, it's going to be the 14,000 times 0.8. And then retained earnings for Stark, I guess that's what same is. And that's the other 20%. And now they balance out. All right, then I'm going to do my inventory entries. So I had a beginning inventory, and to take the profit out, oh, you know what? I forgot sales. I'll do that in a minute. We have retained earnings for the parent because the parent sold it for the $4,500. Right, all this is coming from this little table up here. Right here. I think that's it. And I'm going to credit cost of goods sold. So I'm releasing the profit. So now my net income is actually going to go up. The ending inventory I need to reduce. So I need to increase cost of goods sold, which makes my profit go down by $6,000. And put it back in the inventory because it hasn't been sold yet. And they also owe money to each other. So I'm going to have intercompany accounts. I'm going to have an account payable. And an account receivable. And let's see, they told it Stark owed Pontiac $10,000. Oh, one. But I'm missing something. All right, the $10,000 is included in these payables and these receivables up here. All right. They also had intercompany sales. So I need to get rid of those too. And remember that one is just a debit to sales and credit to cost of goods sold. And in this case, Pontiac sold $50,000 worth of merchandise to start. It's going to be for 50. All right, now I need to do the bonds. All right, so we have bonds payable. And bonds payable are always at the face value. All right, if you look up here, here's our bonds payable. The discount has to come off, and the investment in short bonds has to come off. Plus these interest accounts. So my investment start bonds needs to come out. It currently has a balance of the 103, I think. 103,975. Oh, it's gotta be a credit, sorry. I gotta take the discount off. It currently has a debit balance, so I need to credit it. What do I have to do on my interest expense and interest revenue? So interest expense was originally a debit right here. So I need to take it off. I have to credit. I literally just said what I had to do, and then I'm starting to write the opposite. 83.28. All right, that's what it was up here. 83.28. No, that's the right color, but close enough. And then I need to debit the interest revenue for the 7205. And that is this one. And I'm pretty sure I'm not going to balance out. And I'm off by 67.39. It needs to go on the debit side. And if you recall, that is the loss up here on the bond. Loss on retirement of bonds. And I think those are all of our elimination entries. Oh, dude, are you kidding me?